Morning, team. So I don't know what's going on at the minute, but I've never been so fired up in my life. Absolutely buzzing at the minute. So let me just hit you up with this story real quick. And you might have heard it before, but I don't know why this story's been so prominent in my mind recently. Anyway, I wanted to share it just in case you haven't heard it yet. So there's this flood coming in, right? And everyone's just evacuating. Everyone's just getting out of there. The flood comes in. It comes in real quick. And there's this man. There's this really devout man who has a lot of faith, and he climbs up onto the top of his roof as this flood comes in and the water starts to rise. And he's saying, I'm not worried. I'm not worried because God is going to save me. And the water is rising and rising, and everyone's panicking and fleeing. And he says, I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. God will save me. The water's getting higher and higher, and then somebody comes along in a boat, in a little motorboat, and says, jump on, we'll get you out of here. The man stays on his roof and says, no, God's going to save me. So you carry on. Thanks, but you carry on. I'm waiting for God to come and pick me up. And then the water still sort of keeps rising, and the man's a bit like, well, okay, starting to get a bit of doubt, but he just holds on to his faith. And then another boat comes along and they say, you ain't got much time left, buddy. You better jump on. He says, no, I believe, I have faith that the Lord will save me. And so the boat just carries on. Water's rising still until it's getting higher and higher. He's having to get higher and higher up his roof. Now he's like sat on top of the chimney as the water's coming up. And now a helicopter comes by, drops a ladder down, saying, get onto the ladder. Get out of here. We'll pick you up. We'll take you right out of here. And he says, no, this really is the truest test of my faith now. I will wait for God to save me. The helicopter goes. The water rises. The man swims for a while, but it's a flood. It's a flood. And the man drowns. The man drowns and dies. And is taken up to heaven. His spirit, his soul goes up to heaven. And God is up there, and the man goes to God and says, I had so much faith that you were going to save me. I had so much faith. Why did you not reach down, grab me, and pull me up? And God said, are you kidding? I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. And what I love about that story is that both sides, believers and non-believers, atheists and religious people, both use that story to kind of mock the other side and say, look how foolish the other side is. Both sides do it. When both sides can't agree on something, then it must be true. I'm giving away gold for free. I'm giving away platinum for free right there. That is such a powerful point. If neither side can agree on this thing, then it must have some truth to it. I'm telling you, the unity of opposites, that's how it works. Go around in a circle. It's the thing in the middle that has the most truth. So what can we learn from that story? Because it's been playing on my mind a lot. And something I've had to learn to do in my transformation and in my recovery is, how do you keep your mind open to what the world is putting right in front of you? So we're often like looking for these miracles and looking for things to happen that are gonna, like, something just needs to happen. A miracle needs to happen to come in and change my situation, change my life, and save me from the disaster, save me from the pain, save me from the stress, save me from the suffering. And because we're so wrapped up in our own little world, in our own little story, you're missing it. It's happening right in front of you. What you need is right there in front of you. Let me use some examples right here. So maybe you just started getting into running, and then or maybe you're into your running, you really enjoy your running or exercise, whatever it is, and you pick up an injury. And it's easy to like curse and be like, why has this happened to me? I was just, oh God, it's like so terrible. But you never know if that needed to happen. Maybe that needed to happen so that you could rest up and focus on something else. You never know if the next run that you were going to go on, you were going to snap your ankle in half. And so your body kind of pulls you out of that situation. And we often ignore that sign and just keep going and keep going and keep going until the injury just completely takes you out and it gets even worse. Perhaps you're in a period of time when you're like really lonely and like you're just like stressed out and lonely, and you don't have people to reach out to and talk to and offload to, and you're going about and you're sitting down, and then like somebody sits next to you on the park bench and starts to strike up a conversation. You're like, I ain't got time for this. Like, why is this idiot talking to me? I need to go. And then you're like in Tesco getting your food or whatever, and then the cashier's trying to strike up a conversation. I ain't got time for this. Just fill my bags up, would you? Like, that could be the universe or God, whatever you want to believe. That could be the sign. That could have been sent to you. It is exactly what you needed. That could have been the hookup that you needed in order to pull you out of your situation. You have to be open to this. You have to be open. You don't even have to believe to recognize that your own mind will pull you into a very narrow story, particularly when we're stressed, particularly when we're fed up. And it's about, don't get engaged with that. Just every day is a new day. Stay present. Open to what is without you placing your interpretation and analysis on absolutely everything. And just be open to it, even if it's not what you would choose. Even if it's not the way, the rescue that you wanted. See, the man on the roof, he didn't want a boat. He wanted God to reach down, pick him up and grab it. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. You never know when you're missing all of the miracles that are right around you. That you never know when even the worst events, when what's seemingly mundane. See, this is the point. You never know when something that is just seemingly so mundane and you just look straight past it. I see it all the time now because I just try and stay open, and the clues are everywhere. The clues are absolutely everywhere if you stay open to what the world is trying to teach you. See, it hit me. So on the way here, this is the last bit, and then I've got to rock and roll because I'm about to go teach a spin class right here. And I was just filling up with a bit of petrol, and then I was like, all buzzing. And in an open space, I was like, right, teach me. Like, I'm just open. You teach me, right? The universe has been here for a very long time, okay? It knows what it's doing, all right? So who am I to decide I know better, right? So I'm like, just teach me. And I came up to leave the petrol station. And interestingly, the sign was blocking my view of the road. The sign said, way out. Man, it's hilarious. This is another thing to look out for. When something comes in that's going to pull you out, there's going to be an element of humor to it. There's something funny about truth. There's something funny when you finally get it, because it snaps you out of your story and you realize it wasn't quite so serious after all. There was something funny about this, because the sign that said way out was blocking my view. Now I want you to sit with the powerful profundity of that. The way out, the sign that said way out, was blocking my view of the road. Now, I haven't had a chance to take that away and meditate on it fully, but something really struck me about that. And when we're on a spiritual path or on a path of development, it's very easy to get too focused on the way, too focused on the practice, and not focused on the freedom. We're too focused on the method and not focused on, I would say destination, but the point is you're already there. Today, now. No time, no work needed. Just let go. So that sign, it's a sign. See, the signs are everywhere. The clues are everywhere. It's literally a sign. Way out was blocking my view. So being focused on the way out blocks your sight, blocks your vision, blocks your intuition, blocks your insight. Forget the way out. maybe I'll go away and sit and meditate on that and then see if there's other insights that arise from that. But the clue's right there, and that's just a sign in a petrol station. And it's given me such a deeper understanding of where my own mental state is at. Your own mental state will create significance within these things. So there's a significance to anything that just piqued your attention. Don't just dismiss it straight away. There could be some very deep thing that's in there. The clues are everywhere. And don't look for miracles in the supernatural and flashy stuff. Maybe that happens every now and then. Maybe it is, but that's too easy. That's too obvious. If it was easy, then it wouldn't be, it doesn't work like that. The miracle is seeing the miracle in the mundane. The righteous path has to be difficult. It can't be easy. If it was all given to you, then it's not righteous. If everything's given to you, it becomes cheap and tawdry and pointless. The diamond is found in the dirt. Instacilnis invenitur. The diamond in the rough. And so, way out, blocking my view. The way itself was blocking my vision. That's a little one that I found today. Now, I want to see this. I love this format, by the way. I get my best ideas when I'm in the car, so I'm just going to keep rocking on with this format. To hell with it. And I want to see. Are there any little signs or clues that you've noticed? Just be open to it today, right here, right now. Be open to the miracle in the mundane, not in the supernatural or anything flashy, nothing obvious, but is there anything that's seemingly particularly mundane that maybe even could be seen as a negative that just piques your interest? And I want to see what's the inspiration and intuition that arises when you see that. That's everything I got. I got to go teach a spin class. Let's rock and roll, team. Let's rock and roll. You still have time.